Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I'm going to attempt to trying to show you how to draw what I'm going to call a psychedelic pattern. Pretty cool stuff you can do with this. This was all done with the mesh fill tool. We're going to take a square, it doesn't matter what. We're going to go ahead and make it blue, and I'm going to take away the outline. Then I'm going to get the mesh fill tool. And there's a lot of things you could do with this. I mean, as a matter of fact, let's make a copy of this. And on one of them, let's use the interactive fill tool first. And let's just do a little fill. I'm going to call that good. Now let's just do this blank one. Let's get the mesh fill tool, which is underneath your interactive fill and smart fill tool flyout. When you do this, it comes up with basically 2 by 2, and you could add to that in any dimension. I'm going to go 7 and 7. And it's just cool what it can do. You can take a green and put it right there. And then you could actually stretch that and get a total different look. I mean, if you made it white, you could almost make it look like a comet coming out of the sky. But the way I did the psychedelic pattern is I'm going to take a rectangle or a square, convert it to a curve, take away that, and I've done a lot of these lately, take away that node to get a triangle. And then we can fill that in with that blue. That way we're going to get and you could do it with squares, but I'm going to show you how you could do it with this rectangle or this triangle basically. Now we're going to add some more dots. And these are just like handles. And you know, if you put in a color, and then you can make all these colors. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, if you take a color and just put it in a square, you get a square, which isn't bad within itself. But you get into messing things up when you do other things. So we're just going to add some colors, and I'm going to add a little blue to the inside of that red box. So if I do a purple in this box, I get a box. If I take this purple and put it inside that square, you can see the border. It just gives you that. So you could take a lot of different colors and I'm not going to take too much time, but you could add a lot of different colors, and it's kind of hard to describe. Like I'm putting two together there, and we'll put a purple up here. So I'm not going to do all of them, but you can see how I'm just adding colors, and then we'll add some blocks of green and maybe a block of orange. I'm going to go a little fast here and just do blocks instead of the individual colors. So anyway, you've got this mode of colors, I'm going to call it, and you could go more or less. Then click off that. Let's go ahead and make it smaller. And then you could take it, and I'm going to make sure I don't have an outline, so I'm going to left click no outline. I did. Control D and make a duplicate. Holding down the control button, mirror that guy. And then Control D again and mirror it again. Now the only kind of the problem is you're going to have a little white line. But if you set your nudge factor, I'm going to hit F4 on the keyboard to bring everything back. Well, I must have something. There's a good test. I've got something way down there. So now hit F4. And let's bring this in. And probably the best thing to do now is to take all this and rotate it 45 degrees. Because I need to get rid of that line. It's just barely visible. So I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 0.001. And I'm going to nudge this triangle down just 2 clicks. And then move this one up. And I've gotten rid of the lines. Now I'm going to group this together, Control G. I'm going to make it 2 inches by 2 inches. But I'm going to set my nudge factor on 1.99. Because then I Control D and hit a duplicate. What that did, if I nudge it 2 inches, Control D, I'm going to have another line possibly. So if you do like 1.99, you won't have that line. Now what we also need to do is probably make it better by mirroring this, and then you get a different pattern. And then still at 1.99, tell you what, let's go the other way. Control D and click your left mouse button twice, and then you can grab the whole thing and hit your left mouse button 4 times. So you're kind of getting a square. Control D, and you could keep controlling D down this way, or you can take the entire block, Control D, and just hit your arrow button. This is really keeping my old laptop busy. See, I went one too many, so I hit it, put it back. Group all this together with Control G. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And look at my pattern. Now, it's not perfect because I've got some flat spots, and but that's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.